Meaningless sex shouldn't make anyone feel special. This is Welcome to Pool here. Brand new video, brand new topic. Those of you who are new to this channel, new to my video, feel free to subscribe. Check my other videos out. Leave a comment down below. Share the video. Support a brother out. And let me know what you think. And God bless. I got a lot of topics that I am going to go through. And there's going to be even more coming up. But this is one of the topics that I wanted to talk about. And I've made similar topics about this topic in the past for my past couple of videos for those of you who's been following my channel for quite some time. But meaningless sex or sex without meaning shouldn't make anybody feel special. The reason why I say this is that sex could be used for good or evil. People who's watching this, what do you mean? The evil side of sex in this world is people who are in the porn industry that are being used and abused, rape, taken advantage of. There's child pornography, where children are being trafficked, raped, sexually molested at an early age. No free will. They take advantage of them, manipulate them. And we have the modern, regular, evil form of sex being used today, where women uses it as extortion to use a guy, to get something out of a guy. They'll use their body as a sex appeal, as an object to get what they want, like the Jezebel in the Bible. They have that Jezebel spirit. And there's men who would use sex from a woman to feel like a man, or to feel like, oh, I just need to bust a nut so I can feel good, or to feel better about myself. How hurt people hurt others. Then there's your prostitutes. Then there's your thoughts. Then there's your hoes. Then there's the women who has STDs, who wants to get back at all the other men for that one man that gave her a STD. The list goes on. Sex, like I said it many times in my last videos. This is what it says in the Bible. Sex was created by God between to make a covenant through him between a man and a woman getting married. The whole meaning of sex is sacred when you're married, to start a family, having children in your marriage, not out of wedlock. Sex could also bring unwanted pregnancies. How meaningless sex is relating to all this is because sex without meaning shouldn't make nobody feel special. That's that garbage that the media is feeding a lot of modern day women. There are women with the mindset where, oh, a man could do it too, then I'm going to do it. Which men are you talking about? All men aren't cheaters. All women aren't cheaters either. But all these women, I feel like they're hopping on the bandwagon to make an excuse to be a whore, because it is in them to be a whore. Because they wanted to be a whore. Or they got influenced by the wrong people. You have a choice. But sex without meaning is pure garbage. It's garbage. Imagine going to a gym and there's no workout equipment. Imagine paying for a gym membership and you're not even using it at all. You're sitting home getting fat. That's the same thing with sex. Today, society grasps sex as you can have sex with whoever you want and there should be no consequences. You could feel good. You go, girl. Power to the women. Power to the vagina. Power to the men with the big penises, the big D. This is how a lot of people talk. God forgive me, but this is straight facts. This is how society built people up to think. And the younger the generation is, the more blinded they're going to be by this. There's children losing their virginity as young as 13, 12, even 10 years old. And they don't know any better. But then when the parents is around them, certain people is around them, society is around them, like people in their schools, their friends, classmates, etc., right? Porn, TV, all these things could influence them to start sex at an early age, to get hooked, and to think that this is what it means to be in a relationship. This is one of the most important keys to being in a relationship. Then people will have no meaning to want to get married or settle down. They're going to feel like, well, I got all these options. What is the point in getting married if I can have sex whenever I want with all these guys, all these women around me? That's how a lot of people are going to think. They're going to be very numb to not even care about the true meaning of why sex was created between a man and a woman, with God being in charge. Many people should know this. When you have sex outside of marriage, you're committing fornication, especially if you're not even married. It becomes idolatry when you're already married and you're having sex with someone else. Then you're destroying the covenant between the husband, the wife, and God. Because God is the authority of the marriage. Without God in marriages today, this is the reason why they don't work out. And this is the reason why people think that they're breaking up, they're splitting with their spouse because they have an affair. Oh, because the sex is so good. Everything today, all the main topics that you hear about is sex. You have to even be good looking enough to certain people to fit that sex appeal or that sex criteria so people could just sleep with you. But that's the only thing they're going to use you for. There's no building together. There's no bond. There's no goals. Why is sex one of the top qualities that a lot of people look for in a relationship? You should not judge anybody based off how good they are in bed. And it shouldn't even make you feel good because someone uses you for sex. There's terms now that men are just using a lot of women, saying just pump and dump her, especially if she's a whore. Especially if she's treating herself like that. Especially if the woman is just looking to use the man. Some guys will be like, she's trying to use me and finesse me. I might as well just play and use her and then cut her off real quick. That's how simple they make it. Or some men just purposely use a woman to bust a nut. I don't need to talk to her no more. And then block her and stop talking to her and never see her again. Then you feel like crap. There's no meaning. This is how a lot of men and women think today. They're using sex to get what they want instead of just thinking the long-term consequences of what could possibly happen involving sex. You could get yourself killed. You could contact a STD. And now these days, all the things that are trending, many people don't even talk about STDs anymore in 2022. But they're out there. They have chlamydia. They have herpes. They have HIV. That could turn into AIDS. There's so many STDs that I can't even name all of them. But because sex is no longer seen as being sacred in the eyes of society, especially with marriage involved in that, most people is going to think that, well, it's not so bad. I could do whatever I want. My body, my choice. No, your body belongs to God. We were placed in this world temporarily Free will to see what we're going to do with our lives. God has given us time. Each and every one of us. You know how some people say this person died too young or they died too soon? In many cases it's true, but those people put themselves in a bad situation. I'll save that for another topic. But sex with no meaning at all is just trash. It's garbage. It's like junk food. Just like the last video. The woman who slept with over 50 guys. Over 50 guys. She supposedly accidentally ended up with her date. Ended up in a swinger party. How lame and stupid do you think a lot of people are? She probably purposely went to a swinger party with her date because her date saw her as an OnlyFans thought, a prostitute, wanted to toy with her. He probably had 50 men, 50 buddies there just to screw and toy with her. And they got all those over 100 dudes who I don't even know how many men she slept with. They got what they wanted. And somehow in her mind, she thinks it's empowering. It makes her feel good. It makes you feel good to be used and be a cum dumpster for a lot of men. That's disgusting. People don't think about STDs. They don't think about soul ties. They don't think about the long-term consequences of their body, their mental health. This is why a lot of women today changes because of all those spirits, those soul ties. The fluids, the DNAs, the germs, the diseases being mixed inside of them from all these different men. Men that you don't even know. It's crazy. It's crazy how quick so many people can have sex quicker than getting married. Because they feel like today, marriage is a prison. For example, women like Lori Harvey. She was close to getting married. And look where she's at right now. She's for the streets. Just like what a lot of men says today. And I know there's men out there who fits the exact same category. The men who whores around, sleeps around with a bunch of women. Andrew Tate is a perfect example. Money, fame, success, and good sex without meaning is garbage. What meaning are you going to gain from that? These type of people is teaching the younger generation that all you need is this and this and that. X, Y, Z. That's all you need. And all this bullcrap where, how many dates should it take for you to sleep with him or to sleep with her? It's like there's no meaning. People don't want to wait anymore. People are ashamed of being a virgin now. If you're even a virgin today, a lot of people in society will see that as something to laugh at or be ashamed of. And that's what pushes people to even sin, lose their virginity. Then they feel like crap. Then all of a sudden when they lose their virginity, oh yeah, I did it. I lost my virginity. I got rid of it. It's gone. Like God's gift to you is garbage. It's meaningless. It's like you're spitting on God's face like, I don't care. My body, my choice. But then when the consequences comes to reap you, then a lot of people wants to complain and ask God to help them whenever they want him. But where was God when sex was so good? Sex had no meaning to you. When you didn't care. You have no soul. You had no soul. No nothing. No remorse. Back in the 1950s, the 40s, a lot of people valued marriage, commitment. They valued it. Women did their part, men did their part, and everybody was happy because that was the correct order. It even explains this down to the drop in the Bible. Now when you have people that are rebellious against God, don't believe in God, who's lukewarm in and out, they want to live like the rest of the world. They want to party hard. They want to think that, the man is always going to accept me because of all these weak men, these simps. They're always going to be around me. So when I'm in my 40s and my 30s, my late 30s, I want to settle down. I have all these 200-300 men that I slept with. There's always going to be a guy who's going to somehow marry me. This is how a lot of women think today. And there's men out there who think the exact same way. Why do you think so many people are ashamed of their past? Once they find somebody that is so good, that's a gem or a diamond, who didn't even live the same lifestyle they lived, because you're ashamed. You're ashamed of your past. When you're ashamed of your past, especially when you're facing somebody who's so good to you, who's kind to you, you're not even used to it. That's to tell you something. That whatever you did was not right. And you know it wasn't right. It's not too late to change. But the problem is society is teaching and brainwashing a lot of people today that they don't have to change. Sex is sex. Do what you want with your body. Your body, your choice. This is what they're teaching them. Because God is no longer practiced. He's no longer in the picture to a lot of people's eyes today. And it's sad. Meaningless sex shouldn't make anybody feel special. There's women that actually think they're the crap. They're a god. Because of all the dudes who use them for their body. Come in them. Screw them. Play with them. Toss them around. Talk bad about them behind their backs on social media. Expose them online. How is this empowering? How is this amazing? How is this an accomplishment? We're all going to die one day and we're going to turn nothing but to dirt. And then when you see God, what works are you going to explain to him? What works did you do for God? What was it? Same for men. There's nothing wrong with being a virgin. I wish I kept my virginity, especially the time when I met my wife. No one's perfect. But at the exact same time, I'd feel more happy knowing for the fact that I kept it all this time for someone special, for someone who I want to share my love and life with. Not all because of the experience. That's the sad thing about the world. Then when you get with somebody that has the sexual experience and you get, oh, it's boring because you're not like Charles, you're not like this guy, that guy. This is the reason why. This is the reason why a lot, to me, just like how it was back then, people remain a virgin for this freaking reason. For this very reason. This is why sex had meaning back then. Because in the eyes of God, it was special. It was sacred. It was beautiful. Because you were married. You saved it for your partner. You saved it for the right person. You waited for the right person. Now today, just give it to everybody. This is the reason why a lot of men and women even has trust issues. Sex without meaning is trash. That's all I gotta say. This is Woken Up here. Peace out. Let me know what you think.